Welcome to the Freedom Chronicles.
Definitely an antisocial type.
Only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger.
Hi, perhaps you recognize me. It's your favorite president.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
We got a loudspeaker here, and when we go into battle, we play music very loud.
With a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Freedom Chronicles. I'm your host, Mike Imbasciani. Thank you for joining us. We are, of course, broadcasting from the Brian Chapman State Farm bunker right here in Southwest Florida. And like a good neighbor, Brian Chapman State Farm is there for all of the insurance needs that you have for your very own bunker. Give us office a call at 941-625-9998 or visit the office at 2040 Tamiami Trail in Port Charlotte. As you see, I have a very special shirt on right now. We will get to that in a moment, but first with us, as always, is Mr. Ken Lovejoy, and joining us for the second time on the show, founder of Florida Straits, it's Jason Brunt. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Very good, Ken. Very nice. We like that. War! Yes. And on mine, the mugshot, heard round the world. And we thank Mr. Jason Brunt for printing these on such short notice, getting the design done.
Jason, of course.
Yes.
Jason printed. Well, thank you.
Yeah, and it's good to see you again, brother. How you been, Jason?
I've been fantastic. Thanks for having me back.
Excellent. Happy to have you back on. And folks, you too can get your very own mugshot shirt, either with the mugshot heard round the world. We have those pictures, Ben, picture 1 and 2, or with the war logo there. You know you want one. You know you need one. You know you want to be that conversation starter inside of Publix. Well, you can
think about the discussion at the water cooler with that on.
Oh,
Huh?
yeah.
Come on.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
You'll be the pride of the VFW.
Believe me.
Believe me. The best t-shirt design ever. I know. I've seen my face on a lot of t-shirts. Greatest t-shirt ever designed, period. Thank you very much. And so use that QR code right there. Use the new link in the description down below. We are very happy to partner with comedian Mike Armstrong's wife. And we have a picture of Mike and Petra, picture number 24. Great couple.
She's too pretty for him.
Right, I know.
What the heck?
I know. Mike, and she just takes care of Mike all the time. But she has a fantastic site, and we are a part of that website now. It's petrascustomshop.com. Check the link in the description down below, and hopefully soon all of the shirts will be available for purchase, as well as the mugshot shirts, of course. So go pick up a shirt, become a conversation starter. So Jason, last time you were on the show, it was kind of right after all of the ordeal there with the Charlotte County School Board, and a lot has happened since then. You have the website, floridastraits.com. You've also...
Was it the Charlotte County School Board?
Sarasota.
Correct.
Yeah, that's right.
Sarasota County School Board, correct?
Yes. Well, I mean, I've been pissing them all off, but yeah, Sarasota's the one that got me first.
Right. That was the viral video.
Yes.
Yes. And you've also just started a podcast, Straight Talk, on Rumble, right?
Correct.
So tell us what's been going on. What have you been up to? And how have things been since the ordeal?
Well, things have been good. I mean, we went from, kind of a small grassroots action till after getting a little bit of attention. And thank you to you two gentlemen for helping get our name out there. I believe Ken and Graham Ledger were the first two that actually reached out to me on a local level trying to get some support. And it was pretty incredible to see. And since then, we have gone from, school board meetings to now we're doing pretty regular events. We just did the Town Hall Patriots event up in Tampa not too long ago. We've made some pretty good connections as well. So we're going to be pairing up with some Congress elects to do some revealing interviews out of the school systems. We've got some teachers that have reached out to us with some of their concerns. We're actually financing one's legal funds. And we have some students that have also been coming out and exposing some pictures and such, which we've gone over on our podcast.
Excellent.
We try to dedicate the podcast to, Florida values that are coming in, or non-traditional values that are coming into the Florida school systems. Although there's a much larger agenda at hand, I think stopping it before it affects the kids is the most important method right
Indeed.
now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been doing really well. The podcast has been taking off. We're
Good.
probably going to be doing some remote filming at a couple of different places, including Conservative Grounds up in Tampa, which is pretty interesting as well. So a lot of people are finally coming out and saying, we're on board, we're with you, and we're going to talk to you a little bit more about it, which is good because, up until, a couple months ago, people were really afraid to start talking about this, but now enough of the masses are coming out speaking. So it's now where the rest of the herd can join. So it's nice to see.
Good,
well, right,
good.
exactly.
I just saw the picture. I just realized it was a
Classroom.
Classroom.
Yeah. I know we got to have a little fun with the green screen.
That's
It's
great,
like
that's
he's
great.
in the classroom because that's the
apropos.
one place they don't
Brings
want
back
him.
memories.
No, they don't want me there at all.
Right.
No.
Well, and so that's kind of been the thing. And you've also been talking to Leonardo Trent
Mhm.
a little bit, who he's running for Charlotte County School Board. He's 18 years old. He's still in high school. He's going to be graduating before that election happens. And you need young people involved in that sort of thing. And he's seeing firsthand what's happening. And for those who don't remember, because it has been a little while since you've been on the show, your whole point in that initial video that went viral and that got you doxxed and fired from your HR job was you just wanted equal representation. If they're saying they want all of these pride flags, which we don't agree, they shouldn't be in the schools, period, anyway. But if you were saying if they were going to be in there, where are these straight pride flags and where's the straight day, essentially?
Yeah.
Well, children are very impressionable. So if you're providing one area that celebrates this group in a exuberant manner, and then you're telling the other children, if you don't agree with this, we're going to shame you.
Yeah.
And there's also no place for you to go either.
Right.
It's creating that relationship amongst student, staff, and just the whole social environment that's very
part of the
toxic and divisive.
indoctrination process.
Right.
And
And-
where you shame these
Mhm.
kids into following something that they don't want to follow just so that they can have friends.
I believe there's a couple of examples that can be cited out of 1932 Germany. as
Yeah,
well, that are
exactly.
similar
Yeah.
tactics
Just
to what's
a
happening
couple.
here. Yeah.
And the Soviet Union as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, and this comic came out after the picture number 4, please, Ben. Right after Jaden there.
I love the teeth.
With the I
Yellow
love the
teeth.
teeth. No flags allowed in this school, but you have the bad on the Republican elephant and the good on the Democrat donkey, sponsored by the CCP with Xi Jinping, Winnie the Pooh there. The Black Lives Matter flag, the Pride flag, the Antifa flag, and of course the ripped up American flag. But oh no, you can't have the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. Can't have that because that that has
Well, again, it was just amazing ignorance
Yes.
on the part of the teacher. I mean, she just displayed, just blatant ignorance.
Yeah.
No idea what the actual history behind the Gadsden flag was.
no, not at all.
They don't care. They just care about their agenda, and they want the children to follow in suit and fall in line with that.
Yeah, and whether they can do math or read, well, that's really immaterial.
Really, yes, really, it's what is your
Completely
sexuality?
Well, math is racist, Ken.
This
Of
is
course.
true.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so is exercise.
Yes.
It's true. And it's about this overall ideology. You keep it away from the kids. Like you said, Jace, the kids are the most impressionable. It has no place in the schools. There are 3 videos here that I'd like to share with you from the Clown World X, the app formerly known as Twitter, their profile. So let's play these back to back and get
Do we
your
have
reaction.
to keep calling it the app formerly known as Twitter?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, it's like when you say it, it just sounds weird and wrong.
I know.
So you feel like you have to explain it to people
Right.
who already know,
Yeah.
but they feel the same way too.
So you should follow us anyway on X at Freedom Chron Pod. Go follow us there and check out these videos from Clown World.
2 things to know. I'm non-binary. I go by they, them. And I work in a store that is pretty much all women. So whenever they're like addressing us or when they're talking, they're always like, hey, ladies. So I've taken it upon myself as someone that is non-binary to use this to not listen. And whenever anyone addresses a group as ladies, I am not included. So when they say, hey, ladies, let's stop talking, or hey, ladies, let's get to work, I will do none of it because you're not talking to me. You're not talking to me. You're not talking to me. So I will not listen to anything that is said when it is started with, hey, ladies. I'm a theydy, not a lady. A theydy.
Well, trust me, Vady,
They
your boss probably really doesn't want to be talking to you.
No,
I mean,
why are they always ugly?
I know. Does that hurt the eyebrows? Really? I mean,
I don't get that whole again. The daddy issues, parental issues.
yes.
Easily influenced kid. Parents are never around, and
Exactly.
look
And it
what you
starts
get.
in the school. It's been going on for a while.
She's the perfect indoctrination success story for the left.
I'm sure she does not enjoy working at Hot Topic that much anyway.
And her yeah. Hot Topic.
I didn't know they made Hillary Clinton panties in that size.
All right, let's roll the next one.
Y'all, I survived my first week as a middle school teacher. Here's some highlights. I had a student on the very first day tell me that she liked my flag and told me that she has a very similar one at home, and it made her real happy to have one in her classroom. I had another student tell me that I'm already his favorite teacher, but shh, don't tell anybody. And a nice thing for me is I got my Alexa set up finally. Alexa, turn on the lights. Okay.
Yeah, sorry if that triggered everyone's Alexas at home to turn on your lights. But that is a middle school teacher right there, not hiding what the they-thems think whatsoever. Do they get double pay if they're they-them?
It depends on the district that she's in. I mean,
Yeah.
if she was here in Florida, her hair wouldn't be that color right now. She'd
Right.
be out on her ass. But
Yeah.
But if she's in Minnesota, she'll probably win Teacher of the Year.
Well, right, exactly. But you're seeing this. They're not afraid at all. They double down, and they're not afraid to do these things and to teach these kids. On her glasses, on the wall with the flags. It's ridiculous.
It's
And
total indoctrination.
Total indoctrination.
And when
of
you
children.
look at what teachers do today, they're merely facilitators. They're not really teaching anything because they don't know any of this crap either. They're just, handed out this stuff. As far as science goes, I mean, come on. We look at the test scores, we look at the graduation rate, we see that these kids wind up having to spend the first 2 years of their college just to get what they should have got in high school out of the way so that they can actually go on to higher learning. So, it's a complete shambles. K-12 is dead. People need to get their kids the hell out of it. Here in Florida, people might say, wow, you guys got great school system down there. And in comparison to all the other crap out there, we do, but it's still crap.
Yeah. I mean, Jason, I know some things you're still working on investigating, but what have been some of you've had some victories, like things being taken off the website. Talk about those.
Well, so after the Sarasota meeting where I addressed the gender guideline issues, which according to Governor DeSantis' bill HB 1557 should not have even been displayed. It was still on their website. So we brought a little national attention to the subject. So we were able to get that removed off of their website. And in turn, 5 other counties throughout the state of Florida, we've put the spotlight on, and they've removed them off of their websites as well.
Good.
But like you were mentioning with the flags and such in the classroom, or that one chicken barn looking like lady with the rainbow glasses was saying, you're saying that might be Minnesota, but it's here.
Who knows?
It's here. There's a principal in Palm Beach County. Her name is Shannon Jones. She's got a TikTok channel. I believe it's me_and Miss Jones, where she's out there on the campus in these pride outfits and putting the displays on her desk. And she openly tells you this is what we are trying to encourage conversation over. So because they can't actively put it in their material right now, or they can't actively promote it, they're little, I guess, loophole, the Trojan horse into this is I'm going to wear questionable things. And if they ask, let me
answer.
Right.
Let me put a picture of my husband on the desk in a rainbow frame so everybody can see it. And then they're going to say something about it.
Hey, was your husband got a camel toe?
Yeah. Well, I didn't give a crap who my teachers in school were dating. I don't think I ever saw a picture on one of my teachers' desk of her and her husband, or him and his wife, or none of that. I mean, it wasn't needed. It doesn't need to be in the school system.
Back when I was in school, Mr. Shea would ram you up against the lockers if you were screwing off. That's another problem.
That has a different.
Well, I went to Catholic school, so I have a different version of that story.
Sister Mary Dominance whacking you over the knuckles with a ruler. I remember that too. But they with the lack of discipline in school and the Marxist indoctrination in school, you see not so much, probably in Palm Beach County, you probably would, maybe Jacksonville and Tampa, but the violence in the schools that the teachers have to be dealing with that are in some cases directed at them. So, it's, it's the march through the institutions, and they've almost completed K-12.
And it's more than just the bullying from the other students. It's bullying of students from these teachers.
Mm-hmm.
These teachers.
Yep. One of our
like Leonardo.
Yeah.
We were just talking to Leo yesterday, actually. We did an interview, which we'll be posting up on our next episode, where he confirms some of our deepest fears about how that's going on in the classrooms and how your grades even suffer if you don't toe the line to that to the rainbow agenda.
And folks, we're in Southwest Florida. We're in a red county. People want to say it's not happening. It's happening. And if it's happening here, it's happening in all of these blue states and blue cities.
Oh, in the blue cities and blue states, they probably have little chair adaptions for the little boys, and we won't go into detail about that, but they are pretty over the top with their I got a friend of mine, she's a respiratory nurse in New Jersey, which that's a whole nother story about the COVID things I could tell you about from her, but she's seeing it with her children, and it's bad in their school district. It's really, really bad. And for lack of a better term, crap rolls downhill. So, I mean, if we don't get a hold of it here, it's going to end up being here. Exactly. We were just a few votes away from being a red state from staying a purple state back when DeSantis originally ran. So, I mean, don't think that we're sitting too pretty. And then you've got all these transplant New Yorkers and Vermonters coming down here, and you can tell, you see them in the store with their masks on. It's like, oh boy, here we go. You're not one of us.
That's the big giveaway now, which in a way I'm kind of thankful for.
It's very easy.
It's going to be the uniform.
Well, see, folks, that's why
it goes hot.
That's why you need to be a conversation starter for the right way, and get your Trump mugshot T-shirt so that you can wear it in the Publix and walk up to the person in the mask and say, "What do you think about this?" Get loud locally. Get a Freedom Cow shirt. That one's not as controversial, I suppose. Get loud locally with Freedom Cow. There you go. Pick up the Ronald Reagan one and JFK. Be a conversation starter. It's how you start it.
I thought we were having a conversation.
Well, we
started selling stuff.
I know. Hey, how do you think we're able to afford to have the conversation? And so, Jason, speaking of which, how can people support Florida Straits? How can they find you? And I have the website there, floridastraits.com, but also support your podcast.
Well, we're on Rumble. We haven't gone past Rumble right now because I just don't even want to deal with the censorship from the other companies. So I figured start off at the Freedom platform and probably stay on it. But on Rumble, it's
Gab too.
Yeah, I've heard of Gab. I need to look into that a little
Gab's
bit more.
Gab's not bad. Gab's, if you scroll through Gab, you understand that they're totally into free speech because you're going to run into all kinds of crap there. I mean,
well, the Gab is used as a platform for one of the Boogaloo groups, so they can kind of avoid censorship through that, which I believe there's a story coming up later that touches close to that. But so Florida Straits on Rumble, floridastraits.com, and then we're on Twitter, FL Straits, because Florida Straits was too long, and then all of the other platforms is Florida Straits. So you could definitely help us out. We've got a lot of things that are going on. We definitely need some fundraisers for sure. So if you want to help contribute, you can do so off of our website. We have billboard campaigns that we've been running. It was kind of an interesting story. Through June, we were trying to get our It's Great to Be Straight billboards placed up on the signs that have the It's Okay to Be Gay billboards. So we located 3 billboards in the major cities, Tampa, Miami, and Orlando. And we began at the end of May trying to get our billboards to be shown up. And we were met with so much resistance right out of the gate. We're denying it. Why are you denying it? We can't support somebody that has hate speech. Can you isolate hate speech? Well, we can't isolate hate speech. So we had a lawyer friend of ours get involved a little bit and contact them. And we were promised that, everything's fine. This is because the group that puts out the It's Okay to Be Gay is a 501c3, and so are we. But you're going to deny us over them. So that turns out you can't actually do that. But they slow walked that whole process, and they would not let us get our billboard out in June. July 1st. Is when our billboard started. But I think it's important to celebrate and give people who are traditional a venue that they feel like, wow, this is cool, and I could be in a group of folks, and with the children included. But we focus on the kids, but I'm also worried about the communities at large as well. Is we want to make sure that everybody that's traditional feels like it's okay and it's cool, it's great. In fact, we make the next generation. That is pretty freaking awesome.
Representation.
So, we've been putting a lot out there. So it's definitely help with the fundraiser. I do want to say 2 things about fundraising. We are not the Clinton Foundation. And if I'm going to talk anything about the Clinton Foundation, let me just say I'm never going to kill myself. With that being said, we don't take
number 58.
You can't talk crap about them without something bad happening, apparently. But we don't take a single dollar in anybody's pocket, not a single administration fee, not a penny. It all goes right back to making sure we can get products in the classrooms, good books in the libraries. We've partnered in the past with Brave Books, so we want to put Brave Books in the libraries. We want to be able to provide the financial assistance needed for teachers, have these billboards, have our advertising campaigns right next to this indoctrination campaign. We need to be there in force. So any donations would be absolutely wonderful. You could do that off of our website. It would be definitely welcome. We have t-shirts and such also available. So if you want to, there's not really a price for the t-shirts. It's listed as a donation suggested price. If you want to help support the cause, shoot me an email. I'll send you a t-shirt for free. It's not about the money, but
you're gonna run out now.
Yeah, hey, that's fine. That's fine. Let's get it out there. That's the idea, is to get the movement moving. We have a lot of people that are on board right now, and this is something that needs to happen on a probably larger than statewide scale. But I'm at least trying to stick in my home for now.
Well, good deal, and we applaud you for that.
Yeah, indeed,
it's good stuff, and continued support. I'm glad, especially since the last time we spoke, things have been moving and things have been progressing in a good way.
Yeah, apparently I have a hard time shutting my mouth.
Get out!
No way. Well, do it right now because we got to play some music.
Okay.
So, folks, thank you for watching this show. We want you to join the locals community. We'll do a little bottom of the stack where we can let Jason run loose a little bit for a couple minutes at the end of the show. And you can do that by hitting the link down in the description of the video and join. It's just $5 a month. You can use promo code FreedomCow and get 1 month free. Join the locals community. You get the fun little Kenny in the Corner rants. You get the bottom of the stack videos. You get some other fun videos as well. So check that out, and it helps us out for the show. And subscribe on Rumble, YouTube, all those platforms. That helps us out as well. It spreads the word around. Share with your friends. Share with your family. And be that conversation starter. If you are watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and then take it over to Rumble. Subscribe on Rumble, because you never know how long we're going to be on YouTube. So on Rumble, when you hit that subscribe button, right next to that is the little red join button, and that will take you over to Locals as well. Follow us on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, as well as on Instagram. Enjoy this video from this past Saturday. We were over at the High Tide Social House in Cape Coral. This is Sugar Queen.
She got rings on her fingers, shine like mercury. She never paints her nails, she like a mellow from nicotine. Fashion mag, she likes Cheetos in a paper bag. Yeah, you're falling on the heads, she needs and jeans. She never talk too much, but knows what she's saying. Got a space in her teeth where she hides her words away. She knows she's looking good, she don't care if she's understood. Yeah, she even talks to her when she's on her knees to pray. So no time for me, she knows just what she needs. So when I love another man, and she bound right where I stand. Oh yeah, I love my sugar queen. Yeah, the beat is on tongue when you're walking on down the street. With every single one she meets, she likes to get her thrills on the edge of the windowsill. Yeah, the people gather around, but she's coming on home with me. So hanging from the cage, acting half her age. No time for blame, she knows just what she needs. She went looking for another man, and she found her right where I stand. Oh yeah, I love my sugar queen. Oh, you know I love my sugar queen. Swinging from a cage, acting half a rage. No time for games, she knows just what she needs. She looks so good and fair. You gotta hear that pussycat purr. Oh yeah, I love my sugar, love my sugar queen. Swinging from a cage, acting half a rage. No time for games, she knows just what she needs. So when I look at another man, and she found me right where I stand. Oh yeah, I love my sugar queen. Oh, you know I love my sugar queen. Well, you know I love my sugar queen. Thank you very much.
A little windy.
Yeah, it was.
Breezy.
Well, that was my fan thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I saw Michael's hair. Bear's hair was all.
Oh, was it too? Okay. It was pretty windy on Saturday too, but I love that song.
Yeah.
So that will bring us to our Patriot and Traitor of the Week. Jason, you are our guest. Who is your Patriot of the Week? Do you have a Patriot?
I do, and I try to, would try to pick somebody a little bit not so in the limelight sometimes, but I'm going to go ahead and give this one to President Trump for this week.
Hey,
all right.
For the simple
There you
reason,
go.
because he's finally taken a step to kind of combat the vaccine thing that he promoted so fervently for a little while, and now he's starting to take the side of the folks that were perhaps not so sold on that mRNA heart attack jab. So I would say that he's finally turning around being a patriot on that subject, which has earned a lot more respect from me again.
I agree. Very nice. And it is nice to hear that, because that has been my big issue too. And I understand Operation Warp Speed. His pride is getting in the way of admitting that it was a failure and a bad idea, and that he was duped by these people to get a vaccine, quote unquote, across the board.
Yeah, but if he's going to be a tough guy, he's going to be the champion, he's going to be the big tough man. Admit you're wrong.
Yes.
When a man makes a mistake, he admits he's wrong. Any good human being admits that they're wrong, and there's nothing wrong with that. But those three words need to start coming out of a lot of people's mouths. Is
yes,
I was wrong.
Right. I agree. Ken, who is your Patriot of the Week?
Well, my Patriot of the Week is Larry L. Taylor.
Okay.
And Ben's got a picture of him. He was awarded the Medal of Honor.
Oh, yes.
In a ceremony with President Biden, which President Biden, I don't know, had another one of his dementia moments.
Hey, put my pants.
Walked out before the end of the ceremony, just walked away and kind of humiliated Larry here. Now, back in Nam, June 18th, 1968, when he deployed in support of a patrol who had been surrounded by an enemy force, he was only in a two-man copter, right?
Wow.
He didn't have any ammo. They were out of ammo on the ground, and they're taking fire from all around. He lands down. They've got to hang on to the skids, and he's got to take them up 1,500 feet to get them away.
Wow.
And only one of those guys survived, and it was 31 years before he was actually able to meet Larry. And he was one of the big proponents of trying to get the Medal of Honor for Larry. So
that's awesome.
Definitely a guy who deserves it. And because as soon as he landed, they could have shot up, and they were shooting at the copter.
Right.
But
Yeah.
God
Big
was
target
there to protect him, and he got them all out. Got all four guys out. So
fantastic. Definitely Patriot.
Yeah, and he didn't deserve what happened to him yesterday.
No, because that becomes the talking points, and it's sad to see that happened, and make it about the Patriot now, folks. When you're reading about that story, understand that Biden is, not very good man, to put it nicely.
Very good man.
Not very good man. We'll get to that story in a second.
Did he walk out nefariously, or he just got lost again?
It was just like he just
he didn't know what time it was.
Whereas McCarthy
walked right off the stage.
Whereas McCarthy would have just stood there staring out into nothing.
McConnell.
Or McConnell.
Or McCarthy, too.
Or McCarthy,
Yeah, really, at this
you
point,
know,
yeah.
really, unless he's programmed properly.
Yeah.
But unless he's doing the McConnell with Joe, he just like stops, forget what's going on, and just he walks away.
Yep. Time for ice cream. Anyway, well, that makes my Patriot kind of weak, but I'm giving it to Joe Rogan because he is one of the biggest podcasts around. I mean, under Tucker Carlson, I'll say I think Carlson has leapfrogged Rogan with the millions and millions of views that he's getting and the interviews that he's securing. But Rogan has the ear of the nobody's middle of the ground, but to the middle of the ground people. And so when Rogan comes out and slams those pushing so-called gender affirming cares on minors, that's a good thing because people need to hear that. So Rogan was saying that practice was really, quote, childhood mutilation, which it is.
Yep.
So I applaud Rogan for using his platform, having somebody like Oliver Anthony on who quotes the Bible. It's good because it's letting the Bible be heard by people who might not know it, who might take interest in saying, I need to see that. It's Rogan saying that gender affirming care is really childhood mutilation.
It is. It's butchering. There's no other way to say it.
It's body dysmorphic disorder.
Exactly.
Up until 5 minutes ago, that was a serious condition. And if you want to remove
And
your
only
hands, arms,
somebody-
legs, ears, a doctor's going to stop you and say, don't do it.
Don't do it.
But look at all the
But then you go there.
twisted psychology of these doctors who are doing
Yeah,
it.
because you wouldn't be able to find a doctor who said you shouldn't cut off your arm. You know, they're not
Now
going to.
you can.
Exactly. Now you can.
It's
They're everywhere.
sick.
It is sick. So good on Rogan. That's a patriot move. And you hope that he continues to see the light in those type of situations.
All right, that was good, but still weaker than ours.
I know. I agree. Because we know that Trump is number one. Anyway, Jason, who is your traitor of the week?
Traitor of the week. All of them? I mean, can I do that? I mean,
Well, I got a list, and I tend to always go back to a couple. So.
Yeah.
I guess traitor of the week. I'm going to say, was that Fannie Willis?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Super corrupt and
Mm-hmm.
pushing this agenda, which is banana republic stuff against the 45th president. And it's just it's so abhorrently election interference and rigging. It is out of its control, and I can't even believe that people just see this and accept it. It's like, oh yeah, well, and then you got some folks on the left that are just buying this stuff. I mean, you're sprinkling a trail of Parmesan cheese, telling someone it's crack cocaine, and then they're sucking it up.
Yep. Yes, they are. Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, true.
I agree. Ken, who is your traitor of the week?
Well, picture, Ben. That would have to be the skank that is federal district judge Tanya Chutkan. Who is presiding over the election interference case against Donald J. Trump. She, again, her bias, her conflict of interests, she shouldn't be trying this case. The way she's trying it, she's essentially negating the rule of law and trying to appear as if she's the big legal scholar. And her and Fannie in this whole thing, they have crapped upon the judicial system to the point of I don't think you can repair it unless there is just a huge dramatic change in the judicial system, and I don't see that coming.
They want a great reset. There's going to have to be a great reset one way or the other.
One way or the other, it's coming. But again, what I don't think the base population understands is by getting away with this, doing this against Trump, they're going to start doing it to everybody. Everybody. And that the gutless, soulless cowards in the Republican Party sit around with their thumbs up their rectums doing nothing but talking.
Absolutely
They're crapping all over their oaths. This is their job, is to protect our constitutional rights, and they're not doing it. They're refusing to do it because they're complicit with the left in the persecution of Trump. And they seem to think the same thing. Oh, well, once we're done with Donald, everything will go back to normal.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Haven't we learned anything from the Patriot Act?
Wrong. So, yeah, she's a definite traitor. And as well, Fannie. And Fannie, the thing about Fannie that's kind of cute is when you look at her, That's what you would think her name would be.
I think anybody with the Lori Lightfoot haircut just needs to immediately be dismissed.
Right. Yes. Well, and what I've continuously said, especially over the last couple of weeks, is when they're going after Trump's lawyers as well, you know, they want to disenfranchise every lawyer from ever taking a case with somebody with right-wing leanings who is pro-American, period. Because
or pro-rule of law.
Yeah, pro-rule of law, exactly. Because they're going to say, oh, they're going to go after me too. I'm not taking that case. Why should I take that case? And it's sad that that's the mentality. But when they're going after the 18 lawyers, that's exactly the precedent they want to set. And Trump is right when they say they're not after me, they're after you. I'm only in the way. If they're successful in taking down Trump and all of these lawyers, don't think everybody else in America won't be next on the list if they disagree with what the federal government is spewing out.
And the problem for us and the GOP is that they have negated their responsibility for so long that if they do get rid of Trump, enough people are not going to vote GOP, and whoever the douchebag is that winds up winning the nomination will lose.
Yeah, of course. Well, and that's something else. You know, folks, obviously we are supporters of Trump on this show. There are plenty of shows out there that will act as if they're unbiased or don't have a decision made of who they want in the White House or who they want to win. We're not like that. We're telling you the truth, the open truth, that we believe Trump is the only answer to help fix this country.
Every other candidate in the GOP is pro-TPP, which means no manufacturing and not a lot of jobs here in America. The economy is going to stay pretty much static. They'll get rid of the woke shiny thing for you. And it's going to be war forever in Ukraine. They just love that. They're a bunch of neocons. They love it. And Trump is the only one who's not a neocon. He's the only one who's make America great again. He's the only one who's America first. None of the other candidates are. None of their policy platform, except maybe Vivek, and I don't trust him as far as I can throw him yet. He
does look pretty light. You could probably throw him pretty far.
Probably get him a couple inches. But I just think that he needs to be around longer because we don't know enough about him.
I just feel like he's too scripted.
Exactly.
Make him VP then. Let him get the experience.
No.
I don't know. Him. I think let him be
let
VP
him,
or
let
somewhere
him go
in
through
the
the ranks. Let him get into Congress of the Senate.
Fine. Good.
Let him cut his teeth. You know, just because he's rich.
Yeah, stop rapping, please.
Yeah. But I got issues with how he made his money. I got issues with, again, he's all for TPP. I don't necessarily like his stance on Israel and Taiwan. So, and he still wants to keep trannies in the military.
Yeah.
No, that's not. It's
we
not
say
good
no.
It's not good for good order and discipline. I'm just saying.
No.
Well, the military's going to heck. I was talking to a friend of mine. They have stress cards now for boot camp. So if your drill instructor is giving you a hard time,
I'm stressed out. I don't want to go under the log.
How's that going to work against Russia's Kremlin? You know,
hold up the
against
card.
Boris. It's like you'll need to get down. Oh, well, hold on a second. I've got my card here, sir. So you need to back up just a little bit. Give me some breathing room, please. Like, no, dude, it's not going to work. You get popped right off and drop. I mean,
I'll give you 2 new breathing holes.
Or the army captain. You will not call me sir.
Yes.
There is no safe cards in Russia.
Ma'am.
Anyway, Ben, do we still have that other video of the third clown world? Play that. This is the.
There's nothing else I can say.
Yeah, that's who they want to send over to Ukraine.
We're so dead.
Now, is this considered mommy issues or daddy issues? This dude growing up.
Mental issues.
That's reality issues.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that thing.
I know.
What are you doing under the stairs? It's not even where strippers go.
Okay, that's enough of that. Anyway, and before I get to my trader, we do have the video of what we discussed of Joe Biden realizing it was time for ice cream and abandoning the Medal of Honor recipient. Here's that video. Yes, goodbye.
You thought that was it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
See you later.
Girl.
Yeah, she's just looking like, where are you going?
Everybody's what a moron.
Just it's so pathetic. And even more pathetic is my traitor of the week. It goes out to Anthony Blinken, who went and made another surprise visit to Ukraine to meet with Zelensky there as the country's war with Russia drags on. In addition to Zelensky, Blinken will meet with the Ukrainian prime minister and the foreign minister, blah, 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 because they want more money. Give me the money. Give me the money. What about Maui? Has he been there? No, because he doesn't care.
No,
none of the Biden administration cares. Has Biden been to East Palestine yet? No, because he doesn't care. Oh, and what does the press secretary say? Oh, he just hasn't had any time in his schedule, and so
he's barely awake.
Yeah,
and he'd just drift off if we left him there, so we didn't take him there.
Yeah, no, you can't let him be drinking that water.
No.
There's a lot of other stories we want to get to. We can't get to all of them. There are a couple that I do want to get to here. And folks, there will be a bottom of the stack video after here. So make sure you join the locals community, and we'll get into some of the stories that we just don't get to in the regular discussion here. But I think a runner-up to a trader of the week is Liberty Safe. Have you heard what's happened with Liberty Safe here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It would seem that America's top gun safe manufacturer, Liberty Safe, gave the FBI an access code to a safe owned by someone who was present at the J6 protest. Now, Tim Pool here had this tweet. I don't care that Liberty Safe gave the code to the feds. I care that they had the code in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Liberty Safes are completely worthless. Liberty Safe tried to come out with some quote saying
blah, blah,
their
blah,
statement.
Blah, la, la, la.
Yeah. And DC Drano here had a good tweet. If Liberty Safe had even one brain cell of common sense remaining in their entire company, they would profusely apologize for giving the feds the passcode to their customer safe, cover all his legal fees, cover the legal fees of anyone else they did this to, and swear they'll never do it again. But they won't, because they're Fed safe, not Liberty Safe.
Ooh,
and
yes.
It's true. So don't buy Liberty Safe. Make them go the way of Bud Light, because that is not good whatsoever.
And again, where's the oversight? Where's the Republican Party?
Yep.
Where's our congressmen and senators protecting our constitutional rights against crap like this? Where are they? They're not existent because they're complicit.
Exactly. And then
the
you
GOP needs to go the way of the Whigs.
Mm-hmm.
And they use these businesses and corporations to tow their agenda, just like Kodak, IBM, Volkswagen, BMW, and Audi back in Nazi Germany. Is we will subscribe. You will subscribe to this ideology, or you get nothing.
You get nothing. Exactly. And it's sick. It's sick, and it takes people standing up. You made Anheuser-Busch crash. You made Bud Light crash. You made Target crash. People have the power. They need to realize that more so than they do now.
I was just thinking, they're all talking about going on digital currency so that they can track every move we make.
Yes.
Who do you know that is more likely to buy stuff on the down low? Democrats. Who's out there buying drugs, hookers,
child prostitutes,
pills, child prostitutes,
sex trafficking,
bribes.
Mm-hmm.
How with digital currency, all that crap gets tracked. I mean, you're going to have all kinds of funky digital technology to be able to bypass that.
Oh yeah,
it's so the base Democrats are the ones who are going to get hurt most.
Yep. And finally, before we sign off here, First Lady, it's Dr. First Lady. Dr. First Lady Jill Biden has tested positive for COVID once again. And so they're getting ready to have all the sheep out there. Have all the sheep. Get ready. Yeah, I love this. Yep, I've got COVID, says Jill Biden, hitting herself on the forehead with the knee hammer thing.
How?
They're getting ready to mask up again. Picture number 5. This is what you do. When you see them with the mask, this is what you do. How to interact with someone who falls for it again. You mock them. And then, there's going to be out there, picture number 7. What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean you don't have the 12th booster shot? What do you mean?
Hey, for old Jilly Biden, old first grifter, what is that? What do you call that sense of fashion? What
blindness?
There's got to be. I mean, there's a certain mental illness in
Yes.
her fashion sense. I mean,
well,
very
and with picture
serious.
number 13 here, with Biden's face mask on, he can't see what Jill looks like anyway. So the press secretary said it. Joe's going to start wearing a mask again. And the White House, so get ready, folks. It's coming upon us. And just like with the dementia ward there, picture
Question.
number 9. Yep.
When are they going to get rid of Joe? When do you think they're going to get rid of Joe? Because Joe ain't going to run.
I think it has to be before the first primary. They got to get Newsom in there before the first primary.
And the rumor is, guess who's going to be running with Newsom?
Kamala?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
She's so articulate, man. She's like Shakespearean.
Well, they just
you know?
don't have time to find another mixed race lady.
I know. Well, but see,
that's the only thing she was good for.
The Daily Caller has this article here. We'll say, Biden, what?
That's how she got her rep. Go back to that picture and think, Willie Brown, baby, Willie Brown.
Well, Montel too, didn't she? Didn't she ride
Really?
with Montel
Yep.
Jordan?
Really?
Yeah, she was with Montel Jordan.
I
for a
knew
little
Willie
while.
Brown
That's how
got
she
her
started getting
into the
introduced.
DA's office. I didn't
But
know.
see, understand, the Daily Caller had this article. Biden allies have, quote, not been shy about arguing that replacing Vice President Kamala Harris, they're saying replace Harris with Newsom. But that would be racist, according to NBC.
He's just going to come out as transgender last minute, and then he's in.
Yes, then
And
he's
black.
in. That's it.
Yes.
But see, and that's why I had this photo prepped and ready.
No, what he's got to do
picture
is
number 15.
he's got to have
I
a
mean-
bisexual relationship with Obama.
Yeah, oh, that's true. But you got Trudeau, in Canada, him in college. Where's that? I mean, where's Newsom?
No, well, but again, see,
Yeah.
just like it doesn't matter when they do it.
Mhm.
Like Kamala,
Yeah.
her father's ancestors sold slaves
Exactly.
in Jamaica.
Doesn't matter.
No, doesn't matter for her.
Mhm.
She can get away with it.
But Kamala said she'd be prepared to take over the presidency.
No, she
she says,
No, she'd be prepared
quote-
to go on vacation just like Joe did.
I know.
While Obama and his minions run the country.
Well, I love this quote. Joe Biden is going to be fine, so it is not going to come to fruition, Harris said in an Associated Press interview published Wednesday. Quote, but let us also understand that every vice president understands that when they take the oath, they must be very clear about the responsibility they may have to take over the job of being president. I am no different.
I think they're gonna. Yeah, I think they're gonna let him in. I think they're gonna knock him out within a couple of months after the re-election, so that way she can take over.
See,
she's not gonna win an election on her own, but if she just gets handed the presidency, then
But
she'll
see,
go ahead and be the
but they
first
don't
one.
They
want
don't
her.
want her. She's
Well,
even
but then
worse
again,
than Joe.
Yeah, when you look at it, by and large, even the Democrats don't like Kamala, but they feel she's a useful idiot.
Mhm.
She's just not as articulate
Right.
as
So
the other
my
useful idiots.
conspiracy theory, we'll jump down the rabbit hole for a second. My conspiracy theory of how it could happen that I've shared with a few friends here, and give us your feedback. Please tell me where I'm wrong or where you think it could happen, is they need Hunter to go on some,
What's Hunter got?
relapse. Got to relapse, and just the cocaine just has the bad effect where unfortunately Joe, being so distraught with all of it, either has a heart attack himself or leaves and resigns before the next election. Therefore, Harris becomes president for less than a year, so that way she can say that she was president, have the pension forever, and then make way for Gavin into 2024. That's one way of doing it.
Could be. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that
don't,
seems a little overly dramatic. And when you look at the book,
Are the
they've been-
Democrats not?
yeah, but when you look at the book they've been playing by, that seems like a lot of work for them.
That is true.
Yeah,
It's-
that would require a lot more
Yeah.
rational organization and logic.
Wait,
Which
But-
we all know they are
Yeah,
quite
can't do that.
devoid of.
just when you look at Gavin's, he's got super PAC fundraising already.
Yeah.
He's got PAC fundraising already. It's something's going on. He's getting ready to do something.
Yeah.
I think it's sad that we're not talking about RFK.
I like him.
I
I
You know,
like him. I
he's
I'm
saying
not
a lot of the right
vote
things
for
He's at
Trump, but I like him.
22%.
But
you
he's
know?
very dangerous. Because
Well,
he
yeah, I'm not
speaks well,
saying
he's
I'd
very
vote for him. I'm
dangerous.
just
Right.
saying from a Democrat perspective, he's the best thing that the Democrat party's had running in several decades.
He represents true liberalism.
And exactly, which is why you can see how
But
the
he's
party
still
has
for-
fallen so far away
Yeah.
from their traditional values.
But he's still
where
for
he's a
climate
pariah
lockdowns.
now.
When
still
people
for
like Bill
climate
Maher
lockdowns.
start getting lumped in with the
That's
radical
not what
right,
I'm saying. He's not going to win.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that as a Democrat, if I'm looking at the Democrat Party and saying, how could we fix this? He would be the guy I would nominate.
Oh yeah, if the Democrat Party was smart, but they're not.
They're not.
They want to toe the line, and they are too evil.
They don't want to toe the line. They want to totally decimate
Yeah.
the country of America. They want to decimate.
But they want
borders,
somebody
the
who will toe the
Constitution.
line to them.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's what
he's
they
not
thought
gonna follow
Joe
the cabal.
And that's
He's
what they
not
thought
a-
Joe was going to be, because he was the useful idiot.
Well,
but
he is, but
deteriorated
he had
too
way-
much.
Yeah, he got dementia too quick. He was, and again, talk about compromised. I mean, and again, that's another thing that you have to point to the Republican Party and say, dudes,
What
come
are you waiting
on.
for?
How
Impeach.
how many mountains of evidence do you need? Circumstantial and hard. I mean, again, look at all the other impeachments in the past.
Yep.
That have happened to all the other presidents. This is a mountain of freaking evidence where any other normal human being would have already resigned.
Yeah.
But again, he's a puppet, and the sock puppet masters don't want to take their hand out of his ass yet.
No. Stinky.
He probably
All right.
doesn't want him to.
No, he doesn't.
That's also true.
Unless he can sniff it.
And with that, we must bid you adieu. Jason, one more time, tell us where people can find you and find your new podcast.
So www.floridastraits.com. There's a link to all of our social media profiles out there. Everything except for the app formerly known as Twitter. Is Florida Straits. On Twitter, it's FL Straits. And of course, floridastraits.com. And then on Rumble, it's Florida Straits, all spelled out, one word. And that's Straits, STRAIGHTS.
Very good. Yes, Jason Brunt, we thank you for coming on.
Thanks,
and the name of the podcast is Straight Talk with
right.
Jason Brunt. Check it out. And hopefully we will be guests on that soon. You never know. Yeah. Go get yourself a mugshot shirt. The mugshot heard round the world. And on Ken's, of course, it says war, because that's what we're in, folks. So you must fight. Get loud locally from the bunker, everybody. Go follow us on Rumble and YouTube and all that stuff. Good night.
You're watching Conservative Television of America, working hard to stick socialism where the sun don't shine.